You're watching KOCO 5. Live, local, late breaking. This is KOCO 5 News in the morning in high definition.
And good morning to you, Oklahoma. Thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Kim Passoff here with meteorologist Shelby Hayes. We just saw that live picture. Still a lot of fog out there.
I know, another day. If only you had a nickel for every time. We have said fog this week. It's not ready to go away just yet. Looking like it's coming up in a few minutes.
Plenty of happy Pokes fans this morning after an upset at Bedlam. This video is from last night up in Stillwater. You can see dozens of people waiting for their team to return victorious. And the Sooners were actually in the lead with only a minute to go when Tyreek Hill returned a punt going 91 yards for the touchdown. That forced overtime. Then Ben Grogan kicked a field goal to put the Pokes over the top. Final score 38-35.
Here's to my brothers that are Sooners fans.
It was a shocker on the gridiron as the Pokes upset the Sooners. KOCO's Bree Steffen talked to fans on both sides.
It's a Bedlam game for the record books in KOCO 5 News.
And coming up in sports, we'll hear from both Mike Gundy and Bob Stoops. That's in just a few minutes. Also this morning, we're learning more about a deadly accident near Memorial Stadium. Police say 80-year-old Loretta Browning was walking in a parking lot on Friday night. Her husband, Edward, accidentally hit her with their RV. The couple is from Copan, Oklahoma, and was in town ahead of that big game. Also this morning, a truck driver is dead after his big rig collided with a train. It happened just north of Weatherford yesterday morning. Julio Morales died at the scene. He was from Tecumseh. No one on that train was injured. Troopers say that it was very foggy at the time of the crash. Ponca City police have arrested a man in connection with his brother's death. They took Aaron LeClaire into custody on Friday night. Arlie LeClaire's body was discovered in a backyard. No word yet on how he died. Investigators are still trying to figure out the possible motive. It could be weeks before an AT&T store in Woodward is back to normal. A car crashed into the storefront yesterday. Police say the elderly woman driving the car hit the gas instead of the brake. Now, no one was hurt. We actually got this photo from a viewer. If you ever see breaking news happening, upload photos or video to uLocal at KOCO.com.
It appears that there was one suspect that did fire the shots and then turned the gun on himself.
A former Tulsa police officer opened fire at a college campus in northeast Oklahoma. Officers say Thomas Fees tried to get into a school building at Rogers State University on Friday night. He was looking for a woman. Police say he fired a few shots and then turned the gun on himself. Court records show he had just gotten out of jail for illegally entering a building. And Fees resigned from the Tulsa Police Department in 2010 after he was charged with pulling a gun on someone at a bar. And we're also learning more about a failed mission to rescue an American journalist from Al-Qaeda. ABC's Brian Rost explains just how close Navy SEALs came to saving him.
Justice.
A date which will live in infamy.
Today, flags around the nation are flying at half staff in remembrance of the attack on Pearl Harbor. It happened 73 years ago. Because of Japan's surprise attack on Hawaii, the U.S. entered World War II. More U.S. troops will stay in Afghanistan, about 11,000 soldiers to be exact. It's about 1,000 more than originally announced. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel explained the reason is due to a late signing of a security agreement between the U.S. and Afghanistan. Another Senate victory for Republicans more than a month after the midterm elections. Representative Bill Cassidy won a runoff against incumbent Senator Mary Landrieu. That was the last Senate seat Democrats held in the Deep South. The win means the GOP will have a Senate majority of 54 seats when the new session starts next year. Protesters in Missouri arrived at the state capitol building after a long journey from Ferguson. They walked 125 miles demanding justice for Michael Brown in the wake of the grand jury decision last month.
We're all here on Voice.
About a dozen protesters made that week-long trek. Overseas now, we're getting a better look at the damage left behind after a super typhoon slammed into the Philippines. Millions of people left their homes and went to emergency shelters on higher ground. The storm had winds topping 130 miles per hour. That's the equivalent of a Category 3 hurricane. Now, residents are now dealing with flash flooding and mudslides. And the typhoon also brought a 15-foot storm surge. Crews rescued a man who was washed out to sea. He says he was floating for several hours. When first responders got to him, they say that he was confused and didn't know where he was. Back here in the U.S., vandalism on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Crews cleaned Bill Cosby's star after someone wrote the word rapist on it. More than 20 women say the comedian sexually assaulted them. Cosby has not been charged with any crimes. Officials say that they have no plans to remove his star. Tomorrow night, the Norman Animal Shelter is hosting a town hall meeting. Residents passed a $3 million bond to triple the size of that shelter, but none of those improvements have happened so far. Tomorrow night's town hall starts at 5:30 at the Norman Public Library. More road work in Edmond starts tomorrow. Expect slowdowns on Broadway between 2nd and 5th Street. There will be lane closures that will last for several days. Keeping the Hefner Canal goats safe. How Oklahoma City is now tracking their guard dog. And the Sooners and Cowboys go head-to-head in a test of creativity. Up next, a look at the winners of a sign contest.
And we're talking fog again this morning, where you can expect it to be the most dense and when it gets out of here. We'll talk about it coming up.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KOCO 5 News in the morning in high definition.
8:12 on your Sunday morning. Here's a live look outside the KOCO studios. You can see it is foggy out there, not as foggy as yesterday. Shelby will tell you how soon that fog will clear out coming up in just a minute. First, Oklahoma City. It has some four-legged employees. We're talking about the Hefner Canal goats. They're used to clear out brush, and the city also has a guard dog to protect them. You might remember he disappeared back in October before finding his way home. Well, now Otto has a microchip thanks to the Bella Foundation. If he ever gets lost again, a vet can scan that chip and help him get back to watch over the herd. What a cute dog. And Christmas came early thanks to Metro Police Departments and some volunteers. They handed out gifts to more than 500 children being raised by their grandparents yesterday. Oklahoma ranks in the top 5 states where grandparents take care of their grandkids. Plenty of places showing the Bedlam game yesterday, but check out this party. The Blue Garden Food Truck Park in Midtown hosted a sign competition. The winner of the best Bedlam sign, well, they got an all-you-can-eat catered party.
So we figure, why not have a good spirit?
And here's the winning sign, Gundy Boo Boo. That's a take on the reality show Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. Some OU fans put that together. Shelby, I see that you are in your black, a little bit of mourning today for your Sooners.
Yeah, a little mourning for our Sooners.
It's a tough loss.
It is a tough loss. It's always hard to lose to OSU.
Yeah, but in the last minute of the game.
I know. Worst day of the year to be a Sooner fan, waking up the morning after Bedlam. But congratulations to the Polk fans. This morning, let's take a look at the fog advisory. Latest first alert forecast.
All right, thank you, Shelby. Sports is next. All aspects of Bedlam. The Cowboys ending a string of losses with a victory over the Sooners. Next, the plays that made the difference.
Back to you.
All right, thank you, Brian Keating. And coming up, we're going to have a look at who could be in the national championship game that's coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's get over to weather. Look at this fog behind us. Shelby is tracking it.
Yeah, Kim, it's back again.
Thank you, Shelby. The hunt for a triple murder suspect is over. Why police say he targeted a Florida pastor. And holiday memorials for veterans around the nation, how you can help make sure they're not forgotten. Take another look outside at that fog. It is thick. That is the Broadway extension. You're watching KOCO 5 News in the morning We're back after this. Welcome back. UCO students are getting crafty this holiday season, all to honor veterans. KOCO's Rob Hughes explains.
We're decorating for each ceremony. I'll give you my phone number.
It's a great feeling. These people.
Rob Hughes, KOCO 5 News.
And if you want to help, there's still time. You can donate money for a wreath. We have the link posted on our website, KOCO.com. Making news around the nation, a manhunt for a triple murder suspect in Florida is over this morning. Police arrested Andres Avalos on Saturday. They say he shot and killed his wife and another woman. Then he went to the church where his wife worked and killed the pastor. He had been on the run since Thursday. Deputies caught up to him at a trailer park. Avalos and his wife had 6 children.
Sunny skies make it to 70 next Sunday.
All right, well, thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.